Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. It's a cold winter evening here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm getting in some beers. So the beer I have for you today is Lightning Drops, and this is from Resident Culture Brewing Company out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Excuse me, I don't know if I've ever had anything from Resident Culture. I've heard the name, seen the name, but I don't know if I've ever actually had a beer from Resident Culture before. And this is an India Pale Ale. It's 6.5% alcohol. No IBUs listed on the can. I didn't see any IBUs on Untapped. On the can here, it's got some crazy looking artwork. It's kind of like some sort of creature riding a motorcycle getting hit with a lightning bolt. Pretty wild can art there. On the side of the can, it says Hazy IPA, hopped with Citra, Mosaic, and Galaxy. Bursting with juicy tropical fruit and dank citrus. All right. Brewed by Resident Culture Brewing Company in Charlotte, North Carolina. And they've listed the illustrator, which in a recent video of mine, I was just going off about Zool not posting their, or putting their artists on the can art, on the can. I'd like to know who does the can art for Zool. I'd like to know when you do crazy can art for cans, I think the artist should be listed on the can label. That's one thing I think more breweries need to do is when you have some can art, put the artist on the can. Give them some props too. And this is illustrated by Marissa Pickett, I believe is what that says. If I can find Marissa Pickett's info, I'll make sure to post it down in the description below. But I really appreciate them putting the artist's name on the can. On the bottom of the can, there is a canned on date, and oh, that's not cool. So, I picked this up when I was down in Knoxville at McScrooges. And McScrooges is a pretty good, I think this is where I picked this up at. And McScrooges is a pretty good beer store. But, did I pick it up? I'm pretty sure it's where I picked it up. But this says canned on 8/22/2022. It is now 2025. This can is over 2 years old. I would have thought picking up a single can at McScrooges, especially since the last couple times I've been through their store, their single can selection has been pretty decimated. I picked it up because it's cool can artwork, and I'd never had anything that I can remember from Resident Culture. I gotta remember to start looking at these canned on dates, because that's pretty disappointing that says 2022. Hope the beer is held up. I'm gonna be pretty sad if it hasn't. I'm highly disappointed about that. McScrooges, get your shit together. So on Untapped, this gets a 4.03 with 19.7 thousand check-ins. On Beer Advocate, it gets a 92 outstanding with 74 check-ins. And it didn't start exploding or fizzing out of the top of the can when I opened it, so I suppose that's a good sign. Still just disappointed in that date, though. That is big tropical citrus. And a little bit of like sour orange. Tropical citrus, like tropical fruits and like some sour orange. I hope that's not an indication that the beer had gone bad. Because those flavors together sound really good, or scents together make it sound like it's, or I feel like it's going to be a really tasty beer if those scents translate into flavor. Looking at that beer, this is a darker orange color. Probably about an 8 on my SRM chart. I mean, that's really dark for dark orange, like thick, cloudy looking beer. A lot of carbonation in there. Man, I hope this held up. Really disappointed that canned on date. Would have thought for sure McScrooges would have been cycling these beers through and checked their dates. And if for some reason I didn't buy this at McScrooges, I'm like 99% sure I did. If I didn't buy it at McScrooges, I'm sorry for slagging you over it, but everybody out there, all you beer stores, if for some reason you're watching my dumbass video, check the dates on your can. And I gotta remember to check dates on cans when I buy them. Cheers, everybody. Medium bodied. No indication of the alcohol. Not picking up any off flavors, which is good. But I think it's lost some of the flavor, unfortunately. I mean, there's some citrus there. I would even call it dank citrus. Some tropical fruit flavors there. But it's just not, like, they're not bright like I would have expected from this being, if this was fresh. The flavors are there, like it says. Tropical fruit, dank citrus, yeah, I get all that. The flavors just aren't bright. It's like a nice little bitterness on the back end. It's slightly creamy. Like I said, no indication of the alcohol, but I think it's lost something in the age. I didn't realize this was canned in 2022 when I bought it. I'm kind of disappointed in that, as I've said ad nauseum. But I'm going to try to give it a fair review. Because I think this beer, had it been fresh, would have been a really tasty beer. I think this would have been a nice beer. In Resident Culture, I'm not going to hold this one against you because it's probably well out of date for an IPA. I would like to try some of your beers fresh. And there's no off flavors on it. Just think it lost something in the age. But I'll give it a horns up because it's still an okay beer. And I think had it been fresh, it would have been a really nice beer. It would have been a good beer. And even at the age it is, being from 2022, it's not a let it play. It's not a skip. I'm not upset with the beer overall. I would drink it. I'm going to finish this can. It does taste okay. Just really disappointed in myself for not checking the bottom of the can. Disappointed in the beer store for not looking at the dates. And I fall into this trap all the time. I see cool beers at different beer stores, and I assume that they're checking dates. They're looking at the dates and making sure things aren't out of date. And then I get home, look at the can, and it's my fault for not looking at the bottom of the can. I need to start doing that and find out the beer's a couple years old. That part's really disappointing, but there's nothing the breweries can really do about it. So I can't dog the brewery about it. Like I said, so I'm just going to give it kind of a horns up. I wish I could have had this fresh, but it is what it is. And when you're in the beer store, you get all excited. You see all these different beers, see new beers, especially when you're at a beer store that's not local to you. You're traveling. You go to a beer store out of your region, and you're trying to find all kind of cool beers. And it's an adventure trying to find these new beers. And you get all excited, don't even think about the candle and dates. You're just grabbing beers. It's a shame that this is possibly my first experience with Resident Culture. But I'll definitely come back and try some more Resident Culture beers again when I can find them. Hopefully I'll find some next time I'm traveling, because I don't see them at all in Cleveland. Don't think they distribute here. Like I said, it's an adventure. As always, embrace the adventure.